Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ailish Fine-Silver and I am here today with a pregnancy Q&A. Now, the reason that I'm doing a pregnancy Q&A on YouTube is because I've had a really good pregnancy. So, first of all, as a disclaimer, my answers and advice is all going to be overwhelmingly positive. So, take that with a pinch of salt and a lot of positivity and a lot of good vibes for you yourself if you're at the start of pregnancy or you're thinking about getting pregnant soon. If you had not a great pregnancy experience, perhaps don't watch because I know that that can maybe not make you feel good. Everybody's experience is very individual, but I think reading about, personally for me, every time I saw a negative pregnancy experience, I tried to avoid. I stopped reading, and every time I could find a positive pregnancy experience, I read more of it to just try and fill my brain with a lot more stuff that was nice. And I haven't posted a lot of content about pregnancy whilst being pregnant because I don't plan on sharing my baby. I don't plan on sharing like motherhood, or I don't really plan on sharing that part of my life too much online within reason. That's my personal life and that's my baby. So I want that to not be, it's not part of my business. The Wellness Club, my coaching business, is based around helping women in corporate roles, women business owners, women who work very demanding roles, who are under a lot of pressure and have everything, like could be parents, could be mothers as well, but have loads of things spinning at once and just need somebody to really help guide them to feel their happiest and healthiest self, to thrive across all areas. So pregnancy and motherhood definitely is a part of that, but it's not the whole umbrella. So if I posted more about pregnancy, I feel like a lot of people would follow me for pregnancy and motherhood, and that's not what I want to be followed for. I just thought I'd give you some context there on if you've been around a long time and you know us, you're like, it's a bit weird she's not shared that much. Now you know that's I posted on my story, but not really like on posts too much, maybe once a week. Anyways, right, I'm just gonna go through in no particular order. I'm just going from top to bottom the questions that I've asked on both of my Instagrams. So let's go. The first question was most unexpected symptoms. Let me tell you, the mucus, the nose, the runny nose. Um, I have had to wake up and blow my nose every single day for the past 9 months. It feels because you produce more mucus down there and up here, and I did not anticipate. Like I literally have had a blocked nose. It interrupted me sleep for a couple of months. I was bleeding out my nose. That was, I didn't, like, you think, your belly's gonna change, everything's gonna change, but you don't expect to get snotty. So that was my biggest, most unexpected symptom. What can I do to stay fit during pregnancy? What are safe workouts? Now, if you Google online, they'll say don't jump, don't run, don't lift over 15 pounds or something like that. But honestly, most things are safe. You just have to know and trust your body. So I was strength training normally up until about week 6. Then from week 6 to 10, I kind of didn't train at all because I was just exhausted and in the nausea era. So I literally did nothing much. And then after that, I did a mix of circuit classes, sprinting classes, walking, running, and strength training. I did a mix. I did everything, and you can feel. So, if you are in tune with your body, like I could feel in one class, or maybe around 20. I think it was about 29 weeks for running. I was like, this class is a little bit too intense now. And then similarly around that time, maybe about 32, 33 weeks, I was doing some like wall balls, and I was like, no, like this doesn't feel great anymore. So just constantly adapting, just doing something else. When that didn't work, doing something else. And I think that's the best thing that you can do during pregnancy is your body can do so much. You can feel what's happening. You just have to listen to your body the same way that you would any other period of time and not be scared. Because like when you think about how tough birth is, labor is, that is an endurance event. So training your body and your mindset to be able to bob and weave through is the best thing that you can do. So it's a tricky one because there's a lot of advice online, but you've probably seen like CrossFit athletes who are still doing like pull-ups and crazy exercises towards the end of their pregnancies. Like everything is perfectly safe within your understanding of your own body, depending on what you're used to. Core exercises help ensuring safety when working out, etc. So in terms of core exercises, please just type in on anyway, ChatGPT, YouTube, Google, Instagram, TikTok, like pregnancy friendly, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester friendly core exercises. The only thing you can't really do is sit up. You're going to be doing a lot of core stability. That's it. Super easy. Like, and again, trusting your body, you know exactly how it feels. How do you keep up with eating healthy? I find it so hard, especially at the moment. It is hard because again, like my appetite throughout pregnancy, maybe I was that's a symptom that maybe I was expecting. I'm not sure, but I've had a really, 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 really big appetite during pregnancy, and especially during the first trimester when you've got that nausea and you've got a little bit of like ugh when it comes to a lot of foods. Eating healthy was a little bit hard, but I've noticed it's really tricky because everybody is so different. I found fruit to be really attractive during pregnancy, and I've found a lot of healthy ingredients to be really attractive. The most important thing is to eat and just try new things. That's my biggest, like, this probably will be the same throughout all the questions and all the answers, is every day is different. Earlier this week, I was drained. I was lying on the sofa. I was knackered. And I was just like, this is it. This is it. But then the past 2 days, I've been up, I've been ready, I've been about, and I've been active. Like, you literally have to take each day as it comes. So when it comes to food, just because it's not feeling good that morning, that afternoon, that evening, doesn't mean the next day it might feel bad in the morning, it might feel bad in the afternoon, but by the evening, you might be like ready to eat something else. Don't just think like, this is it now, I can't eat healthy again. Always give yourself an opportunity to try because things are changing so quickly in your body when it comes to hormones. You just have to keep checking in with yourself to say, like, what is going on? What is my favorite thing about being pregnant? Um, so many things. I'm loving the oxytocin. I'm loving how much me and Jake love each other extra. But probably baby kicks. Like baby kicks are my favorite thing. This little one has been super active since like really I genuinely believe I first felt them kicking from 14 weeks, and it was pretty consistent from about week 16. Like it was every day or two from 14 weeks, like every 2 days maybe, and then from 16 weeks it's been consistent, and now obviously the fully fledged leg is like rocking around and stuff, and it's really nice when you just put your hands on your belly and then they realize it's you and they give you a little wiggle. That is, I'm really sad that they're gonna come out and then other people are gonna get to cuddle them. How are you handling the body changes emotionally? It's my biggest pregnancy fear. I've been really good with my skincare. I've been really good with my hydration. I've been really good with my diet. Genetically, most of us, unfortunately, are predisposed to getting stretch marks, and my belly is stretched a lot. I'm a short girl, and my belly is very big. I'll get up. Maybe there's enough room. We'll see. How big's my belly looking here? When you think that this part of my like it's double, like my belly used to be there, so like it is stretched all the way out here. Like it's she's humongous at the moment. So I'm getting stretch marks from the bottom of my stomach up to my belly button, and there's some around the top. And like I look at them and I'm a little bit like, those are big, those are red, those, I'm observing them, they're new, and it's a worry because it's different and it's new and it's scary. But I don't feel negatively or sad about it because I just think that obviously the baby's in there and the baby's kicking and the baby's doing well. and I love the baby so much, and I'm growing the baby. And so when it comes to like how you feel about your body, it's really hard to feel negative about that when the reason behind it is so positive. So I feel good right now. I have to say, at the moment, I feel a little bit apprehensive about how the fuck this goes back. And like, I've got no idea what's gonna go on. But do you know what? I got so many stretch marks through puberty, boobs, thighs, hips, everywhere, and you wouldn't even know. So in the future, I know that I don't care. You know what? If I didn't, and if I'm really stretched and I've got excess skin and all these kind of things, just save up for some surgery. I don't know. Like, it's not, to me, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's much, like, I've got my health, like everything, so expect to like, you're not just, I don't think anybody is ever going to be like, yay, it's all these changes. I've got a huge double chin. Obviously, my ankles are swelling, like my body, I'm right at the end. I'm right at the end of pregnancy right now. My body looks different. My face looks different. Everything looks different. Nobody is like, oh, I can't wait to look like a really puffy, swollen pregnant person. I don't think many people are like, yay, stretch marks, can't wait. Things might happen. Observe them, observe your feelings. It's normal, it's natural. And I think it feels worse than it actually is. You think it's worse than it actually is when it happens to you. So that's my answer. What have I found the toughest part? Oh, the toughest part for me has maybe, I don't know. I've had like I wouldn't say anything. There's been a lot of tough parts. I went through a bit of a era where my back was really hurting, and every morning I had to do like a workout routine to like loosen me back off. That was hard. Walking up the stairs is hard. Talking right now is hard. The nose thing, the constant mucus was hard. I went through a period of about a month where I couldn't sleep at night because my nose got so dry. We had to buy a humidifier because I couldn't sleep because my airways were blocked. Like there's been so many different things, but I don't like, it was just kind of like, okay, 3 nights in a row my sleep's been bad. Why is my sleep been bad? It's because my nose is really dry. What can we do to fix that? Get a humidifier. Got the humidifier, fixed it. So like nothing's really tough. Like things happened and then I just found solutions. So personally, it's all been all right. What resources, if any, did I use to learn from? Books, podcast, groups. So I'll grab them. I feel like if you were to get one book, What to Expect When You're Expecting is great because it's got everything in it. Like it literally has everything from everything up to labor, and then it's got stuff about afterwards. But the best thing about this one is it tells you all the symptoms that you might be experiencing. So it gives you a lot of peace of mind, and even it gives you some like mindset things. Like it said at week 8 or something like that, the how you might be feeling, like you might be not feeling like it's either way, what it said about how you are feeling was exactly how I felt in that moment. And I was like, holy guacamole. So that's a really good book. If you were to get one, I'd get that. This is also really nice because it's got lots of good diagrams and I like pictures. It's got lots of resources inside of it, and I love a big DK encyclopedia. So those would be my 2 recommendations. There's no point in recommending everything because like everything else is just a bit extra. I would start there and then branch out on your own. Going into birth/labour, what prep have I done? Hypnobirth research. So, for my labour prep, I am kind of practicing the different labour and positions to try and be active throughout labour. In terms of, I haven't done any hypnobirthing. I haven't done any courses. What I have done is I've definitely practiced my breathe. So I've read briefly everything, but when it comes to all these methods, I think it puts you in a box when the core of all these methods to me feels very similar, and a lot of it's based on breathing. So what makes sense to me is you need to relax your pelvic floor and you need to be putting your nervous system into a relaxed state. And the most important way to do that is to be doing long exhalations. So that would just be like exhaling for maybe 4 to 6 seconds. So regardless of whatever method you use, box breathing or hypnobirthing technique, the most important thing is to be focused inwards and to be exhaling very slowly and for a long time. So that's what, like, to me, focusing on that. And so I have done deep stretching classes for the past few weeks, twice a week. So it's an hour at a time where I'm practicing that breathing and being uncomfortable in uncomfortable positions. And also at home, the same thing, regularly where I can. I'm practicing those deep breaths, perineal massage, all those kind of things. I've kept it very simple and basic because, yeah, I just think giving yourself a course to learn, or like, it just feels that's not how I function when it comes to these things. So we'll see. But to me, it seems that the exhalation seems to be the most important. I'll come back with the answer there. What's one thing you really need during pregnancy? To me, I would say the one thing that you need during pregnancy is confidence in yourself to tell people to fuck off, to say, sorry, I don't want to hear what you're about to say, or thank you for sharing that with me. I'm not interested. I'd like to redirect the conversation. Any unwanted opinions, I think that's something that you need to have during pregnancy. And confidence in yourself for the choices and the decisions you're making, because it's your pregnancy. So the right way to do it is the right way for you, you know? So confidence. Yeah. What am I doing daily to prepare for birth? Stretches, etc. So, like I said, I've got the birthing ball, the upside down. If you've got Instagram and you're scrolling, you've seen the inversions, you've seen the miles circuit, you've seen all these things. So I'm generally upright, open, forward as regularly as can be to kind of open the hips, open the pelvis to try and help baby get their head into position. But that's kind of it. There's no routine to it. It's just as and when. Like if I'm sat down now, I'm not sat lounged back. I'm sat legs apart. Yeah, baby. And I'm like leaning forward. So just kind of also towards the end of labor as well. You're so towards the end of pregnancy, you're so uncomfortable. You constantly have to move, so it's not that hard because like your hips hurt, everything hurts. So yeah, I think it's whenever you have to transition to a different position. And there's also the for example, colostrum harvesting. We started colostrum harvesting at 38 weeks. And whenever doing that, I make sure that I'm upright, open, forward on the birthing ball. You can notice that that makes an impact on your uterus as well. Like I do notice that I'll get like practice contractions when I'm doing that. So it's all those little things together kind of like add up. How am I finding walking up the stairs? Oh, my resting heart rate increased. Like I took my Apple Watch off actually about at the start of this month. I took it off at the start of June because I'm trying to I wanted to just reduce my stress in the last month of pregnancy. So actually it was about 39 weeks and 2 days that I stopped working, owning a business, having a team of coaches and other team members, and also going through a hiring process twice in the last month of pregnancy. Inherently, owning a business is quite stressful. I enjoy it. I love it. Like I love every single issue that comes up and happens because like it's so fun finding solutions. But obviously, there's inherent stress in that. So where I could, I wanted to remove the Apple Watch because going walking just became so hard. Like a 30-minute walk, have to like sit down every like 15 minutes, honestly, just because everything feels funky. The walking pace is so slow, and exercise, etc. I don't want to see the numbers. I just wanted to not be stressed out. I wanted to remove that and notifications coming through. I now only use, I've got two phones, a work phone and a personal phone. I'm removing my work phone as much as possible, like so, trying to like peel back. So anyways, I don't know where that came from. I just went on a complete random Oh yeah, my heart rate has increased so much, but I don't have that on anymore. But oh, I'm a fit girl and I was super active. I've been super active throughout pregnancy, and my resting heart rate still went up like 20 beats per minute or something crazy. So walking up the stairs is not a vibe at the moment. Did I do certain stretches to help hip and back pain? Again, this is a personal thing. You have to figure out. Yes, yes. So I had really bad back pain where, do you know when you can't walk, it feels like you're gonna like collapse. Like when you take a step, it's like a shooting pain, and it's like ugh. So like a trapped nerve kind of thing. I had that really bad for like 2 months around about. So the thing that helped was moving, like untrapping it. So I would do hip hinges, squats, lunges, and different kind of exercises pre-walk. And the first 5 minutes of the walk would be uncomfortable, but then I'd feel so much better for having moved. Movement fixed most things. Gentle movement helped my body kind of like process, get the blood to where it needed to go to really help loosen everything off. So when it comes to like, I could have like I could have woke up on those days where literally like I was limping, but going through a gentle movement to just loosen everything up, because obviously everything's getting moved all about and around. So usually you just kind of need to reset it through a little bit of, like I always felt much worse if I didn't move than if I did. So what supplements did I take and what foods to avoid when pregnant? What am I eating more of? A multivitamin, and then I had low, like like a prenatal, just a basic generic prenatal, vitamin D, extra and extra iron. I got prescribed some extra strong iron because my ferritin levels were low, so my iron storage was low, which honestly my iron has always been low. But my body was producing iron okay, but my iron storage was low. So I got put onto iron supplements to help with that as well. So that was just from blood tests at the doctors. What foods to avoid? There's obviously the list of like raw seafood. So sad. Not long now, I'll be able to have oysters, sushi. Oh, I'm so happy. Carpaccio, ceviche, tartar. I'm a very happy girl, and that's where you'll find me over the next couple of weeks. I'll have a baby in one arm, and I'll have a little oyster in my other hand. I'm gonna be very happy. So raw foods, obviously we're supposed to like raw steaks, they say raw. But I've had raw-ish steak, like medium well, like a little tiny bit bloody. Eggs are fine if they have been, if they've got in England, the little stamp on them, you can have runny eggs. There's a lot of things that they say, deli meats, also like pre-cut salads and stuff. But I think just using your own judgment is, there's a lot of worry. It makes you very worried, like, oh my God, if I eat this, what could happen. And I think the worry is so much worse for you than it can be sometimes. Now, the issue is if you get an illness while pregnant, that is the that can obviously really negatively impact the fetus. But if you generally don't get ill from food, if it is like, I wouldn't worry if you get ill from food a lot, if you get food poisoning a lot, and if food upsets your tummy a lot, I would probably exercise a lot of caution. But if generally you don't have an upset stomach, you're gonna be mostly fine. I haven't really felt, like I said, apart from all of those raw foods, raw fish, there's not really much that, obviously soft cheese, like you find the list of what you can't have online, and there's not like, so I'm not having soft cheese, I'm just having other cheese, like it's fine, you know. So what to eat more of? Again, the could be a list as long as anything with the optimal foods. Have I ate the optimal diet? No, I've not ate the optimal diet. I have had quite a few takeaways. I have had quite a lot of chocolate. I've also had so much variety, so much protein, so much produce, so many different things. Like I felt like I've actually had a really wide, varied appetite during pregnancy. I've had a lot of variety, but has it been like perfect and optimal? No. And like, did I want it to be? No. Like, I've enjoyed my pregnancy, and I know that even if all I could eat was crackers for 10 months, the baby would have absolutely parasited everything it needed from us anyway. So don't worry about what you're eating, because um there is like I said, the worry is so much more impactful. You see so many women these days who have HG for their entire pregnancies and can barely keep even water down, and they're eating nothing, and they have perfectly healthy babies. And the amount of babies that are perfectly healthy and fantastic and amazing and blah blah blah, but their circumstances weren't optimal. Trust yourself, have confidence in yourself, and do what feels right for you. And that's you're gonna enjoy it, and then you're gonna be happy with the outcome. It's your pregnancy, like, enjoy it. What prep am I grateful for, and what prep do I wish I did more of? Hmm, that's good. Um, I don't know. What prep am I grateful for? I guess I'm grateful for having a really positive and good mindset around exercise and healthy habits, because some days you wake up when you're pregnant and you're like, how am I supposed to make it through the day? And like you just have like a really shit, I don't want to say it like, but shit day. Like, you feel crap, you can't move, you can't really eat anything like healthy. Like, you just have like a really down day, and that happens. And obviously, like I said earlier, like, hormones are changing, like, everything's going on, like, so many things are going on, and you just have to ride the wave. So that might be because there's been a big change inside of you, and for 1 or 2 days you're just like, oh. But then it's just being able to say the next day, right, let's give something a go. Like, can I walk outside for 5 minutes? Do I feel better from that? Can I eat a piece of fruit? How does that make us feel? And just having the ability to have bad days or to have bad weeks and then literally just bounce straight back. That's the best prep. What I wish I'd done more of. To be fair, what I'm gonna do for postpartum, if I have time, is I want to make little resource cards for like little meals and things to kind of take the mental load off my head and already have them written down on a piece of paper. I don't have to get my phone out. Little mini like breathing routines, little recipes, etc. Um, I wish I did that more during pregnancy, so that I had like no mental load and I could just pick up a recipe card, or I could just pick up a little 5 minute breathing circuit card to just kind of like, I think that's that's like a personal preference thing there, but just trying to make things as easy and bite-sized and accessible as possible. Dealing with pregnancy in this heat, am I getting a nanny? Obviously it's hot in Dubai right now. It's been okay. Like, I'm actually really glad that the baby's going to be born during summer, because it's going to be the quietest time in Dubai. So it's actually going to be good for traffic. It's going to be good for driving around places. And also like you're in your newborn bubble at the start, right? So I feel pretty like it's all right. The aircon's on. We're good. I'm wearing like a cardigan. It's 40 degrees outside. Um, Most people in Dubai get nannies. And Jake and I own a business, and we're not too sure what we're gonna do, to be honest with you. There is obviously nurseries. There are like nannies. There are you can get cleaners. You can get all sorts of services here. But I think we're just gonna go with the flow until I guess I get back into work full time. I can't imagine myself taking more than like a month of like maternity leave. I will be like, my business is also my baby. Like, um I'm probably, but it depends, like, because I say that, but like, obviously, who knows? But I really enjoy work, and I own my own business, so I can't take 9 months off. So in a small way, even if it's like an hour or two per day, an hour per day from a month or 2 months after, that's probably where I'm going to be kind of getting back into things. I don't know. I don't know. Go with the flow, because who knows? Could have a baby who comes out the womb and knows how to type and can help us. I might have a baby that can't. Is the third trimester as bad as everyone says? I'm 26 weeks and all I get is just you wait. I hate that. Just you wait is are the worst, unless it's like just you wait until you get a sniff of their gorgeous little heads. And then I'm like, oh, I can't wait. But piss off. This is where I'm at with the whole like look for positive experiences, because what is somebody getting from saying like, oh, just you wait until, like, at the moment obviously I pee multiple times a night, gotta get out of bed multiple times a night. My hips really hurt every time I sit up, every time I roll over. But getting out of bed in the middle of the night she is tough, I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's funny, and I'm just like, oh, here we go again. What good would it be if I said to you, oh, just you wait till you're getting out of bed in the middle of the night, really hurts, and your pelvis hurts, right? Like, okay, everyone's kind of does. And what's the point in being miserable about it? It's like, it's funny. I literally am like, bum, 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 bum. It's funny. It's funny. So I think, no, the third trimester has been definitely, like, the second trimester she was amazing. But the third trimester, you're heavy. But it's still fun. I'm 4 weeks and terrified to do any exercise. What was your approach in the beginning? To be honest, up until about like 16 weeks. So I was fine up until 6 weeks. Then at 10 weeks, 6 till 10 was the bad time. And then 10 onwards, built back up. From 10 till 16, I was very cautious. I was very worried that I was doing the wrong things. As soon as kind of like you feel the bump and you feel like you've got a baby in there, you feel a lot better. And that's when the fear, I think, went for me, because I was a little bit worried. I was like, oh my God, is this, I think it's normal, because especially if you can't feel them and you don't know, like, your confidence grows, I think, throughout pregnancy, especially when you get feedback, because after like about 20 weeks, every time I did core exercises, I could feel them go pew, pew. And it was really funny because, and I was like, they are fine, they're fine, they're loving it, they're having a great time, they're playing with it. I'm engaging my core, they're playing with the uterus, we're having a good time in here. So what I would say is, do move, because stretching is perfectly safe. Strength training, walking, exercise is perfectly safe. So just pick something and build your confidence. That's my biggest piece of advice. How have I dealt with my body changing so quickly and tiredness? Again, I think I kind of covered this one with the body changing. Just kind of observing and understanding, and then tiredness. I give myself 10 hours of sleep opportunity. I give myself 10 hours in bed in the hope that I get at least 8 hours of sleep. That's it. Just like, I go to bed really early. There's no other way to go about it. And I've not really struggled at all. I've felt like I've had, despite the fact that some nights I'm up for 2 hours wide awake, despite the fact that I generally get up 3 or 4 times a night for a wee, despite the fact that you're in pain, and I've had interrupted sleep now for like what feels like the best part of 10 months. It doesn't feel like it's had a major impact on my day to day, because the overall amount of sleep that I'm getting is enough. Now, if I only give myself 8 hours of sleep opportunity, going to bed at 10 with a 6 a.m. alarm, I'd probably only be getting 6 hours of sleep per night, and I'd feel like shit. So my advice would be, give yourself more time in bed. Like, yeah, watch an extra couple of episodes of TV, but then you're going to feel shit the next day. And that's on you. It's like, that's on you. It's not worth it, in my opinion. It's not worth it. It, like, you can't do much. Like, my work day would finish, I'd shower, and then I'd go to bed. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, you know. Like, it's not worth it to me to like to do the decompression, to do X, Y, and Z. I massively narrowed what I've been doing, and I have felt so fantastic because I've had so much time to sleep and recover. Sleep is I'm a really big fan of sleep. I'm really feeling really confident about sleep afterwards. I really want to prioritize it however I can. So we'll see. Like, but I feel really strong in my mindset that it's something that I do want to prioritize, because sleep deprivation and lack of sleep is the worst. Like, sleep is the most important pillar of your health. So we need to make sure that our sleep is really prioritized. Like, if sleep is negatively impacted, emotions, physical, everything rides on our sleep. Sleep is the most important thing. So, if you want to strength train during pregnancy, would you need a professional coach? Definitely not. Definitely not. Like, no. I would recommend a coach during pregnancy if you need somebody to hold you accountable, because again, like I said, you are super capable during pregnancy, and definitely you should give yourself grace. But being active has been super helpful, and being able to dodge and weave and navigate and go up and down, and be able to just stay consistent despite the fact that so many like you are constantly changing in so many ways throughout pregnancy. um if you aren't able, if that makes you give up, and then so you just kind of are like, okay, well, I guess that's it, might be worth having someone to hold you accountable. Otherwise, no, like most of the strength training is the same. There's not really that many adjustments. Even they say, like, don't lie on your back during pregnancy. If you feel comfortable, you can do, and as long as you safely get down onto the bench and back up, you can do dumbbell bench press on your back more or less most of the way through pregnancy. Some people could do it all the way through. For me, I could do it up until about 32 weeks pregnant, very, very gently, very safely. It feels fine, and you can feel like the danger of lying on your back is restricting blood flow to the placenta. But if you're only there for 2 minutes or 1 minute, it's fine, and you would know anyways. And again, so long as you're safely getting down and safely getting back up, most exercises in the gym you more or less can do. Even hip thrusts, maybe not with a barbell, but like you can do everything. No, like there's not that much. There's not that much. I mean, you can't do burpees. You can't slam your belly on the floor. What was the hardest thing during pregnancy that I went through? Oh, I think I've already covered this. So this would just be the nose thing, the breathing, nose and breathing, just breathing. Ugh. How did I find the first trimester getting through low energy and sickness? By just giving into it. By just like I said, so long in bed, giving myself loads of time in bed. If I needed an extra nap during the day, having an extra nap during the day. And when it comes to nausea, I had pretty bad nausea. But with an illness like a few years ago, and what helped was eating all the time. If I let myself get hungry, I was nauseous. So I adopted that and I just ate. And I really didn't suffer that bad with nausea because I made sure that I ate as soon as I got up. I didn't let my blood sugar drop. I noticed a few times I did let myself get hungry, I felt sick. So that's how I got through that, was just through constantly eating and eating something generally high in protein. Would I do it again? Yeah, like I love pregnancy. I would definitely do it again. Yeah, I will. I have loved this. It's been very good. Do you ever feel overwhelmed that your life is about to change majorly? I worry about this. Yeah, like it's kind of crazy. Like I'm obviously right here in the next couple of days or weeks. Like my life is gonna be so different. Like I'm actually gonna have to keep somebody alive. I've never had to do that before. I'm gonna have to feed them like every 2 to 3 hours. I'm gonna have to change them up. Like I've got all these. I'm gonna have to look after them. I'm gonna have to think of them all the time. There's nothing that can prepare that for that, right? So I think it's normal to feel overwhelmed, but I like, yeah, that's it. I think you've just got to. I don't know. I've not been through it yet. My thoughts are so many people have done it. Uh, our parents all did it. I've turned out fine. So feel overwhelmed, but like also anticipating that it's not going to be a walk in the park, and just kind of leaning into the toughness and the difficulties. And me and Jake make fun out of everything, so I'm pretty confident. Like yesterday I harvested some colostrum, and it fell on the floor, and it like it fell out and I lost like a milliliter of colostrum. And then I picked the cup up and I went, no point crying over spilled milk. It was funny if you were there, but like just seeing the like funniness in it, because obviously anyone who's done it before, it's quite a lot of effort, isn't it? So anyways, I think just having like a positive mindset of enjoyment towards it is kind of how I'm gonna overcome the overwhelm. Has have my pregnancy gone fast? Absolutely. Do you know when I found out, I was like, oh my god, that is so far away. Now I'm at the end. I'm like, I can't believe how fast this has come around. It's really weird. Like it's love it, but it's weird. What am I looking forward to the most when baby is here? Um, Sniffing their little head, kissing their little feet, like them holding my finger with their little hand. Going oh when they make a little face, putting them in clothes, going for a coffee with them, taking them everywhere, and just being like, baby, this is the Dubai Mall. Um, being like, this is a tree. This is our local cafe. Just taking them everywhere and being like, baby's first time at place. Oh, everything. I'm very excited about everything. Has it been easy to stay active throughout? Yes, I would say yes, because activity sometimes has been a walk, because that's good enough. It is, if you have in your mind good enough, yes, it's easy. You literally can't, even if you feel like shit right now, right? You could lay your neck to the side, stretch it for 10 seconds. The other side, you could stretch it for 10 seconds. You could do some circles. You could raise your arms up. You could sit here and not move, and you could get the blood flow around your body. Easy. And that's the mindset, because yeah, maybe it would be hard to work out every day and go on a big old walk every day. We don't have to do that. You just have to say, what can I do? Any tips for feeling confident in your changing body? What I would say is, like, for me, skin tight clothes. So at first, it's really tricky, because when you are in that kind of like week 10 to week 20 era, where you've got a thick torso, you don't really have a baby bump, but you've got a thick torso. What feels best is actually slightly looser clothes. And I felt most confident in that. But then once I reached 20 weeks plus, my boobs are humongous. They are like 10 times the size they were. And my belly, like was seen earlier on, she's ginormous. But so wearing baggier clothes, I felt like horrendous. I felt so horrendous in them. I didn't feel very confident at all. So for me, actually, wearing like this is like obviously like a tight outfit. Like wearing a tight outfit is just generally like I have flares and some I've wore the same outfits on repeat. These really stretchy flares and really stretchy jackets, and I feel so confident in it because it just hugs the bump and it feels very comfortable. So every time I've worn like tight clothes has been it to like get that bump out, but that's what's made me feel really confident. How am I feeling about raising a little one in Dubai with our family back home? And I feel okay about this because I love my life. I love living here and I love my life. I feel very happy. I feel very peaceful. I love my day to day. I love the weather here. I love everything about living here. So if I love my life, then I'm going to be happy, like a happy mom for my baby. And my baby's going to be happy because I'm happy. And nothing really about the UK like would want to draw me to live there at the moment. And so it is hard to not be around family so much, but knowing that we'll see them 2 to 3 times a year for like an extended period where there's no work, it's fully just kind of like holiday and seeing each other, I actually think is nice, because seeing family super regularly while you're in the middle of working and the things come up, it just, to me, that feels chaotic and stressful and not nice. So I'd rather actually have a relaxing holiday, extended time planned. And everybody's different, right? You might like that kind of like jumping around and popping in and out, but that doesn't make me feel good. So actually, I feel great. I feel great because I love my life, and a happy mom and dad is a happy baby. One would assume. Is it as scary as people assume? Pregnancy. Is it scary? It's a little bit scary when you like when some things happen, like the discharge, weird and scary, and sometimes a little bit like, oh. Um, some things are a little bit weird. Some symptoms are a little bit weird. Like sometimes you feel a bit weird. Like definitely things, but I like it. I'm just like collected another symptom. Let me just put this on my list of things that I've been through. I think it's definitely, everyone has a different experience. I personally haven't found it scary at all. How different did I look at 6 weeks? Was I showing, bloated, or nothing? I think I didn't really look like anything until about 8 weeks, where I started just kind of being a little bit like puffy, a little bit bloated. Just looked like it was like luteal phase kind of vibes for a while. Weirdest pregnancy craving. I haven't had one. I think it's very unfair, and apparently not many people actually get them. Biggest lie about pregnancy. So sad news, isn't it? 16 weeks and I don't feel connected to the baby yet. Is this normal or am I selfish? Everyone has a different experience, but I think once you feel the baby kick regularly, then I feel like you feel connected, because obviously you can push in your tummy and they will kick you back sometimes. And as I said before, sometimes if you just put your hands on your belly and you talk to your baby, they will respond to you, and I feel like that's where the connectedness comes from. But for me, would I say, I don't know, I've always felt very connected to the baby, but everybody is so different. Everyone is so different. How ready do me and Jake feel about becoming parents? Very ready, very ready. Like so ready, because we divide things very well. We run a business together. We're about to launch another business together. We work really well as a team. We work very well when things don't go well. We dive headfirst into change and uncomfortable circumstances and situations. And Jake is very, very, very knowledgeable about pregnancy and parenthood, just as much as I am. And often, like, he's been the one asking questions at the appointments, and anything that I'm going through, Jake already knows what I'm going through because he's read up on it and he's super confident in it. So it feels really good because we are both very aligned. So I feel pretty confident. Do you feel as though people have been considerate of you on things like public transport? Yeah, when we went back to England, people like in Dubai, one of the things about it here is there's a lot of animosity, and a lot of like, people don't tend to give you eye contact a lot. It's very transient if you're just kind of going through like public places. Yeah, that's one of the like not so great things. But if you're in like a community, whenever I go for a walk, I recognize people and I say hi. So like, it's, you know, it depends where you live and it depends what you're, whatever. But in England, oh my God, everybody is very like everybody would stop and be like, oh, like how's the pregnancy? Like random people were super considerate. Like in the airport, I was allowed to go to the front of the queues. Oh, I'm gonna miss my pregnancy card so much. Yeah, no, to be fair, like the pregnancy card has been amazing. Anytime I go anywhere, I just kind of stick my belly out and I'm pushed to the front of the queue. People get things for us. But how could you not love this? How could you not love that? Thank you so much for giving my life a little bit of easiness for the past like 9 months. Love it. Secret behind my glow. It's that 8 hours of sleep. No, it's the child. Although, yeah, it's the child. So thank you for the glow. My plan for birth, again. Oh, my plan for birth is unmedicated, spontaneous labour. and I feel good. I feel good. Again, I've done all the reading, all the research. I talked about the like breathing techniques and all these kind of things. And I think the best thing that I've read is you need a plan. So I know that there's a lot of like, who you can go in and like things won't go to plan and all these things, like anything can happen. But the same thing with like running a marathon last year. You don't just sign up to the marathon and just like say, okay, good luck, like finish when you finish, like run and then walk and then run and then walk. Like I went in with a plan of pacing, nutrition, everything. It didn't 100% go to plan. I ended up being like 4 minutes slower than I wanted to be overall. And I had some things come up, like my toenails came off, and so I had foot pain throughout, and it was really hot, and I was pouring electrolytes on us, which gave us really tatty hair, and it was anyways. I went in with a plan, and I more or less stuck to the plan, even though the plan didn't go perfectly. So I think that's the best approach to take with labour, and I'll come back to you after that. Come back to, like, I don't want to say, oh, just go with the flow, because the flow might not be great. Like, let's just try and go with the plan and be open-minded and thoughtful and understanding of medical intervention when necessary. So my plan is spontaneous, unmedicated labour, and we'll see. So, last question, I think. How does pregnancy change your workout and diet? Some people it doesn't change at all. And nor should it really need to. If your normal routine is activity and healthy diet, and you know that like nothing too much has changed. Like I said, I have exercised throughout. I have strength trained throughout. I've ate well throughout. There are just times when obviously your body is going through a huge surge of hormonal fluctuations or physical changes. Like I've noticed the first trimester is definitely super hard, and it's just giving yourself a lot of grace and rest and understanding. And then the third trimester is mostly physical, like the physical changes that go on. Kindness and grace through them, but it doesn't like really need to change too much, you know. So that's all my questions and answers. Yes, I've had a lovely time. It's been fantastic. I've had a really, really fantastic, amazing time, and I'm super excited for the next part. And yeah, I'm just super curious about what it's going to be like. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel gross about the fact that I'm gonna feel like a floppy, you know, those like tube things at like petrol stations. I'm nervous for the lack of core support and pressure, internal pressure that I'm gonna have. I've got humongous diastasis around my belly button. It's like my belly button is, but the rest of my core is fine. It's very random, I don't know, but it's like belly button only. It's like, I'm a little bit, I'm prepared. I've got everything. I've got my breathing exercises. I've got my core exercises. I know that I'm going to feel like a little pruny marshmallow and feel just like weird and floppy and horrible and emotional postpartum. So I'm like curious and nervous, but excited to go through that. And I know that I'm going to feel fantastic in a couple of months. And I know to feel like that, it's going to be a little bit hard going through the next physical change, because obviously like that's the biggest, it's like the biggest thing. But I feel I feel like optimistic. Sleep when I can. I've prepared all my food, so I am going to be well fed postpartum, because sleep and nutrition is the most important thing. As long as the baby's sleeping and eating and the mum's sleeping and eating, we are absolutely gorgeous, aren't we? So yes, thank you so much for everybody who asked questions, and I hope that you enjoyed me chuntering on about pregnancy. That was my pregnancy Q&A. and I'll see you in my next video. I'll probably be a mom. Woohoo!